everybody? Bone Army coming at you. I know I said I was gonna come at you live yesterday, and I didn't. My bad, my peoples. The reason that is that I got a lot of stuff on my plate, a lot of personal stuff. All right, those of you that know, those of you that have been rocking with me for a minute, appreciate you. I appreciate your patience, and of course, I know some of you guys know I've been having some family stuff. You know what I mean? Some of those things that happen later in life with parents. You know what I mean? Have to make sure we're there for them. At the end of the day, family first, my people. Remember that all this crypto stuff is going to be here. Crypto is really there to help you facilitate your life, okay? Make things easier. So I did want to definitely start on a type of, I don't know, encouraging crypto speech, I guess. You know, I wanted to let you guys know that I know a lot of people out here are nervous right now. In fact, let's look at the chart real quick. And I really do think that everything is going according to plan. I know it looks kind of shaky, but really though, check this out. I've had this going for about since July. Boom, it worked out. Boom, and it's been coming down. Now, when this starts to break down in terms of trendline analysis, you have to make sure you're measuring the tops and you're measuring the bottoms. You want to measure the highs, you want to measure the lows in order to try to get the trajectory of the trend line going. Okay. Now, you guys can see I normally do either what I call a hashtag, or I tend to do two up, two down. So basically, what we have here is this breaking. See, actually, the only thing is you see this two up, 1, 2. You got 1, 2 right here. I don't think that this is gonna break down below here. The way this is going, it's probably gonna touch 104,000. Probably. I don't think it's gonna go lower than 104,000. It could go as low as, this is scary. It could actually break 100,000. It could actually quickly wick to 100,000. That is what the trend is showing me. Okay, so I'm not trying to FUD, just letting you guys know that this is exactly what we need, though. We need this to fully pull down, full back, reset, essentially, in order for this to start moving up. Now, the one thing I'm going to tell you is liquidity cycle is key and optimal in trying to predict the bull market. The M2 liquidity cycle is about to push, in my opinion, Ethereum way up. And once Ethereum starts to go up, it's going to honestly bring everything up. Bitcoin and what most of us have been waiting for, which is, of course, the altcoins. All right. So let's go ahead and check out SHIB real quick. You see how Bitcoin's there for the most part doing what it has to do. Okay. People, for some reason, get nervous. I saw that there's one particular whale that dumped like 15,000 Bitcoin. Also, some of the Binance wallets were exiting. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily manipulating the market, though. I do have to throw that out there. There is manipulation, no doubt about it. But what I'm gonna say is that right now, whether they're manipulating or not, this was up. This was actually up from July 14th. I've had this up. All right, so this downward trend that we're in right now, this little fake out, this was basically just a bull trap. Boom, look at this. Look at this. Basically going exactly where it has to go. The trend is your friend. So here it is. Once we break here, though, once we get to, this is, oh shit, it's tomorrow. Oh shit, it's tomorrow. What the fuck? All right, well, once again, I'm not telling you this. I'm just letting you guys know that this is here. Let's go ahead and just hit this right here too. Let's just close this guy real quick. All right. So here it is. Actually, I did not know this. So here, I know this is crazy, but the beginning of altcoin season, as I see it, has to fall within this marker right here. My prediction is this. I believe the start of altcoin season is going to be September 5th. All right. That's what I think. September 5th. Now, if we check some of the, what is this? Some of the, I think it's Block Center. Let me see. Do I have it up? Yeah, here it is. So if we check Block Center to see exactly where we're at in terms of the altcoin season, you guys can actually see, whoa, what the hell's going on here, man? I'm tripping, bro. You can actually see that it's not altcoin season yet. It's not altcoin season yet, my people, but it's at 55, and actually it is rising. I don't want to say exponentially, but it's definitely rising, because you know what? If you hit this, I'm pretty sure that it is it's not altcoin season, but I'm pretty sure we're in altcoin month. I could be wrong, but let's see. Let's find out together. Okay, no, it is not altcoin month. In fact, I believe is it 75 that makes it altcoin month. Let's find out. It's been a minute since I checked it out. So if 75% of the top 50 coins perform better than Bitcoin over the last season, 90 days, it is altcoin season. Exclude the top 50. Excluded from the top 50 are stable coins, Tether, DAI, and asset-backed tokens, Wrap, Bitcoin, the Lido, Stake, Ethereum, and the Chainlink. All right, cool. So actually, you know what? What's crazy about this is look at how crazy this is going right now. Look at this. It shot up from 80, spiked right back down to 39, shot back up to 73, shot back down to 49. I'm gonna be honest, this could actually break through right now. I don't see this coming back down right now. If it does, because there was a bit of a pullback today, but once again, that pullback is part of the trend, though. It's part of the trend. So right now, I can actually see this breaking past 70. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna say, let me see which tokens they are. What's this? Is this? Oh shit! What the fuck? Hold on. Why is he doing that? All right, there it is. Oh yeah. Damn, they're all literally within 1% or less than 1%. Look at this. So if they go up about 3%, 3 to 5% more, all they have to do is literally go up more than 2.9%, the 2.9% that Bitcoin. So it's the 2.8 minus or added the difference. Okay, so let's say for Doge, so if Doge goes up 3.2%, it's going to be at BTC. All right, so basically we need it to be 1.1 higher. So look at this. SUI is definitely about to take off. You got V-Chain about to go crazy for sure. Near. Oh, Near is gonna. Near is dev. Shiba Inu is gonna actually go way over here. That's gonna be insane. That's gonna be like 200%. You guys are gonna see it's gonna be like 200%. Just like Pengu is 161%, Shiba Inu is gonna be at least 200 to 300%. Don't forget, I told you, Render, another banger. Pepe. See, the thing is, when this starts to move, which it's about to start to move. In fact, I would venture to say that altcoin month. Let me check Bitcoin before I say this. Because Bitcoin's going up right now, by the way. All right, so you guys are about to see. Look, first of all, look at this trend. And I'm about to, oh shit, hold up, my bad. I didn't even share this. All right, here. Bro, this shit, it pisses me off because like when I'm not recording, I swear to you guys, this thing is smooth. As soon as I start recording, this thing starts tripping and acting the fool. Okay, so here it is. Look at this. This is important right here. So you see how it's trending between these two, the two tops, basically, two lines basically giving me a range of where I see this going. So right now it's showing that it wants to shoot up, but the trend is too strong. Most likely it's gonna break down. Now the thing is, depending on how it breaks down, or if it does break up, I do not see it once again breaking this. So this trend right here, this resistance. Okay, so basically this could be bop and then come back down, or it could actually just keep flipping, come back down, hit, because I have the 12 and 84 week and I have the 9 and 26. It's almost like having the 50 and the 200 EMA. The only difference is this is mine 100%. This is mine. All right, so basically what I do with these EMAs, I believe if they mark quicker, they mark the shifts in direction of the trends quicker. So you see these yellow crosses, the exponential moving average crosses. You see how these are darker and some of these are lighter. The reason that is that the lighter ones are the 200, and then this darker one is like the 50. Okay, just think about it like that. All right, if that makes some sense to you. So if it doesn't, it's okay. All I'm trying to tell you is that this looks like it's going to continue to go down. And you see how this trend, I didn't continue it down here. I could continue the trend technically all the way down here, but I really do not believe that this is going to trend that low down here. Why do I say that? Because I predict that the next 3 FOMC meetings, there will be cuts. So I believe there's only 3. I believe there's 3 left. So if what I'm saying is true, and we can check it, I have time. I told you guys I was going to do an hour yesterday. I'll make sure that I do over an hour today to make up, because I know some of you guys definitely like to be updated, like to hear my trend analysis, my chart analysis. Once again, we can't predict the future. All right. This is just an educated guess. This is my best analysis and what I use to trade. Not only that, it is essentially what the charts are telling us. That's the difference here. I'm not going off of emotion. Of course, I want this to take off. I'm trying to go to the moon with you guys, but that's not even the point. The point is that look at this resistance right here, that it's struggling, like boom, 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 and it's about to hit this. All right. So I'm saying all this resistance right here, in my opinion, means that it might actually start spiking down. Now, once it gets in between these green lines that I put here, I believe this is the earliest that we're going to get this exponential start to altcoin season. In fact, altcoin month, let me see, what is this? Altcoin month is going to start right here. I should just put it right now, because if I don't, I'm not going to do it. But I'm just letting you guys know. You guys are literally getting a heads up right now. I'm giving you guys a heads up. I'm telling you, altcoin month is about to start. So what does that mean? What am I telling you? I'm saying, if you haven't already copped the bags that you need to cop, any project that you're looking at, have been looking at for months, now is the time for you to look at your portfolio, look at some of those coins that you have that maybe you shouldn't have bought, rearrange certain things into some of the better plays that have potential. I myself, I keep telling you, Shiba Inu, Bone. Okay, those are my top two. Shiba Inu and Bone, in my opinion, are the two most undervalued, underestimated, and honestly most disrespected tokens out there. So I can't wait till the shift comes and the flip absolutely melts faces off. Because that's what's gonna happen. That's what has to happen, because we're talking math here, my people. And anyways, you see how wild the charts are. The charts are wild. The FUD is heavy. The fear is in the air. But let me remind you, every bull run in history was born in moments just like this. Bitcoin is grinding towards 105. I already told you that trendline target has been there. So people saying, oh, the manipulation of this whale, the manipulation of BlackRock, the manipulation of Binance. Look, you can't be mad at professionals taking profits off the table and then buying in at lower prices. Like, for example, if you oh snap, here, let me go ahead and write this real quick. Start of altcoin month. Right here. It's too big though. Let's do 20. Okay. Look, this right here is going to be the start of altcoin month, my people. Let me see. How is this looking over here compared to everything else? I'm about to check the comments, about to see. My bad, my people. I'm trying to get this organized. I just jumped on right now because I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and see what's going on. Let me go ahead and jump in, because people have been telling me, when are you going to go on? When are you going to go on? So I felt kind of bad. All right. So, of course, let me see who's up. Boom. KC Williams Jr., 1978. What a big dog. One of the Bone Army generals. So, big up. You already know, my people. Baja Lifer, another big dog. I'm talking about, these are the Bone Army generals right here. Mariano, is Bone dead? Nah, bro. Bone is far from dead. In fact, Bone is so alive that some of the projects that have been calling Bone dead are gonna appear dead compared to Bone. I'm talking about Bone's chart is gonna be looking so crazy, it's gonna make those plays look like they're flatlining. I'm not even kidding. Once again, this is coded, my people. This is coded. Understand what's going on. All right, so Fred Rasty, boss, what is your price predictions for Bone and K9? I'll get to those. You know what? I'll get to those 100%. KC 100, Mariano holding 25, my man. Woo! So we got a whale in our presence. We got a couple of whales in our presence. Actually, Mariana holding 25,000 Bone. Big up, congratulations. In my opinion, Bone is going to go, no doubt about it, $10 minimum. I'm talking about this bull run. Now, what's the high end? Look, I'm gonna be honest. This is a bull run like no other. This altcoin season that's loading right now is like no other. I'm talking about institutional money managers, money makers, whales, OGs, newbies, retail coming in. Okay, this is once again an opportunity like no other. So I highly encourage you guys to, first of all, smack that subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Secondly, do your analysis, do your research. And based on my research, okay, keep in mind, you're hearing a person that saw Bitcoin at $8, 10, 12, try to buy at 15 unsuccessfully. Went up to a friend like, hey, yo, let's get some Bitcoins, $20. We know it's going to keep going up. You know, I'll buy 10, you buy 10. Unfortunately, friend was scared. Did not want to buy Bitcoin. So here we are, over 10 years later. I saw Doge happening too. Did not get into Doge. Literally told people, if you want to make money, I didn't say if you want to become rich, but I said if you want to make money, Doge, when Elon was tweeting it. And now look at Doge. So now we have once again another opportunity with the Shiba Inu ecosystem. The Shiba Inu ecosystem is, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but I believe it is the golden ticket for many people that missed the previous bull runs, including myself. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and see what's going on. And you saw I put start of altcoin month right there. Okay, I believe altcoin month is officially about to start within the next couple of days. So I have this right here. So between tomorrow and September 5th, altcoin month is going to start. I believe that's going to start creating some FOMO. Now, if we go back to the chart, look at the chart, it should start actually reversing pretty soon. All right, it should start reversing pretty soon. All right, with that, let me go ahead and just continue on the point I was trying to make. All right, you know, because Bitcoin, like I told you guys, it's grinding towards 105 most likely. All right, and history shows that when Ethereum hits price discovery, which we just hit last week, altcoins rip harder than anyone expects. That's when the real fireworks begin. The September 5th, like I'm telling you, could be the signal that altcoin season is finally here. We're literally 9 months after what we thought was already. Most of us already thought we were gonna be sipping mimosas on a beach somewhere, right? Or Bahama Mamas or Cuba Libres on the beach somewhere, right? And here we are, hearing all the fun and trying to still get at least even on some of these plays, all right? So don't worry, everything is going according to plan, okay? Everything takes time. And I don't want to bore you guys, all right? I want to get into the content. I want to cover actually something that Lucy said on Twitter. It is kind of long, but it is talking about the FUD, and I do want to cover it. But what I'm going to tell you is that when the door opens, projects with real communities like the Shiba Inu ecosystem, all right, real ecosystems, are going to shine the brightest, okay? So when you see SHIB, when you see Bone, when you see Leash, when you see Treat, eventually when you see She and the rest of the partnerships and allies, these aren't just tokens. They're the building blocks of a decentralized empire. Shibarium, ShibaOS, the Shiba state. If you aren't familiar with it, Shibarium, the blockchain of the Shiba Inu ecosystem. ShibaOS, of course, the technology stack of the Shibarium ecosystem. The Shiba state, the country, digital country, and honestly, I should really say that it's for with the metaverse, okay? Because that is basically the place where we will congregate. The metaverse in the Shiba Inu ecosystem is going to be so valuable, so important that I believe, not financial advice, every single one of you should try to get at least one piece of land and one leash minimum. They're about to release leash version 2. I do see some FOMO coming. Okay, be careful. Be careful with that FOMO because, of course, it might release. It might be highly anticipated. It's going to go up. But depending on how the release is done, there might be a dip. So I just don't want you to be caught off guard, buying high when it dips low. But at the end of the day, remember this. This is something that I don't actually tell too many people. So if you're here, you're lucky. All right. And this is what it is. There are about approximately 100,000 metaverse plots of land. This is very, very important. I'm about to give you some alpha, people. There is about 100,000 pieces of metaverse land, right? 100,000 plots. There is approximately 107,000 leash in version 2. If you don't know what happened with version 1, I have videos on it explaining it. Basically, the supply increased through a pathway that was put there by a former developer. Okay, and that's not what we want. What we want is supply that's fixed or deflationary. Okay, so why am I still talking about leash? Why am I still talking about the metaverse? Because leash is supposedly rumored to be the token you're gonna need to build in the metaverse. So let me get this right. There's approximately 107,000 leash. Leash is needed to build in the metaverse. There's 100,000 parcels of land. There's 100 plots of metaverse land. So if leash is needed to build in the metaverse, one leash is basically needed, at minimum one leash for one plot of land. Okay, where am I going with this? Well, the price of leash is going to increase. The price of the plots of land are going to increase. But what people aren't realizing right now, and how genius this entire ecosystem is, and why a lot of you guys listening are literally going to be millionaires. Like, I mean, that's crazy to say. Like over here, oh yeah, some of you guys over here going to be millionaires, just throwing it out there so casually. But it's the truth. And you guys know me. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to cap you. What I'm trying to hyper emphasize right now is this. If one leash, let's say I build a house, I want to build I don't know, maybe a guest house in the back and maybe a restaurant. That's 3 buildings. How much is each one of those going to cost me? Okay. Well, let's just say every single plot of land in the metaverse has 2 buildings. Let's just say 1 building. I'm not even talking about the mega structures like the subway station that people go into, some of the Ryoshi mountains and yoga. Not even talking about the cars. Just the land, 100,000 land, 100,000 structures. How much leash is going to be left? How much is that going to affect the price of leash? Because think about it. Let's just say half of the leash is gone. Well, that means that there's only 50,000 leash for still 100,000 pieces of land. And eventually there's going to be 40,000, 30,000, 20,000, 10,000 leash. And there's going to be only 100,000 pieces of land. Think about that. 100,000 pieces of land and only 10,000 leash. Because this is hyper deflationary. Leash is only going to go down. Shiba Inu only going to go down. Bone ShibaSwap only going to go down in supply. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. But the thing is, we're so early, people aren't really understanding it. I'm going to give you, so that was the first piece of alpha. If you made it to this live, congratulations. 100,000 pieces of land, 107,000 leash. You're going to need leash for construction and to buy stuff in the metaverse. So that means that one leash is basically, I don't want to say equal to, but tied to every single piece, every single land plot in the metaverse. Think of what that's going to do to the price. All right, I'm putting that out there for you guys because I don't really talk about it too much, but that is probably going to be one of the biggest catalysts that people aren't calculating right now. So I just want to put that on your radar. Now, when you're talking about, let me see, I was going to hit you with a second one right now, and I just lost my train of thought. But anyways, back to that. Okay, understand how valuable that is. All right, understand how valuable that is. All right, here, let me go ahead and start hitting you with some more of the Shiba Inu prices. And let me just finish off my thoughts by saying that you guys know, don't let fear write your story, my people. We're not here just to watch charts. We're here to build the future together. The Bone Army, the SHIB Army, the Leash Army, the Treat Army. We've been underestimated before. You know this. I know this. Everyone knows this. And every single time they underestimate, guess what happens? We decimate. We come back stronger when the bull run kicks into gear. The ones who held strong, like I know a lot of you have and have accumulated, congratulations, future millionaires, because you believed. You stayed patient. You didn't let the FUD get to you. And guess what? You will be the one celebrating on the moon. So I appreciate you staying focused, united, because that is what is required in this space. In fact, those that do not have that type of mentality are the ones that sell early, the ones that regret the most, and what a coincidence, they're the biggest fudders. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and get into the show, my people, because I know. I'm very long-winded, my bad, but I do want to give you everything. Fuck it, you came to the show. If you're still rocking over here, if you're going to bed because it's late, I understand. Come back, catch it later. If not, you're about to get this. And there's another piece of alpha that I forgot, because the first thing I wanted to tell you was about to connect the leash amount to the land plots, and understand that if someone decides to start building a bunch of buildings, that means that there's going to be less leash. Leash is hyper deflationary. All right, so if you come over here and you see the Bitcoin chart, I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about SHIB soon enough, my people. I know I'm over here talking about Bitcoin, and other stuff, but basically, this is the Bone Army analysis. Flip into altcoin season. This is what I think is going to be the flip into altcoin season. Really, I should have put flip into altcoin month. But based on what I saw today, the start of altcoin month could actually be here. It could actually be here. And this could be the beginning of altcoin season. Why? Because I predict there are 3 consecutive Federal Reserve cuts coming. 3. I believe there's 3 meetings left, and they said they were going to cut 3 times. We've been waiting for them to cut. We need that printer to go burr. And guess what? It's about to happen. All right. With that, let's go ahead and see what's going on over here with the rest of the Shiba Inu ecosystem. So let me see. This might not be. Let's go ahead and reload this. Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is, in my opinion, Bitcoin 2.0. Oh, this is what I was going to tell you. And it's a banger. Damn, I can't believe I almost forgot that. This is the other piece. The first piece, once again, I need you guys to remember 100,000 land plots in the SHIB metaverse and 107,000 leash. They're connected. All right. The next thing I want you to understand, and maybe I should do a video on this, but what if this system was done so efficiently that they actually created within the entire crypto ecosystem, they created a miniature, a replica, more efficient version of the entire crypto ecosystem. Crypto Marxist, aka Bone Army. What the hell are you talking about? Well, guess what? I have time today, my people. I said I was going to hit you with an hour yesterday. So you know what? I said I'm going to hit you with more than an hour today. You guys are in luck. This is what I'm talking about. In fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and open up. Coin Market Cap real quick. Because you know what? Nothing's going to show you guys easier than me showing you what the hell I'm talking about. So let this come up real quick. Here it is. Look at this. All right. So what if, who's the king of crypto right now? The king of crypto right now is Bitcoin, undisputed king of Bitcoin. Of crypto is Bitcoin. Here he is. Bitcoin is a type of store of value, and it can also be used as a form of transaction for purchases. Now, what if Shiba Inu was Bitcoin 2.0? What if Shiba Inu was ahead of what Satoshi did with the Bitcoin? Because we know that one Bitcoin is equivalent to 100 million Satoshi units. Okay, so if 100 million Satoshi units equal a Bitcoin, that means that there's going to have to be a conversion at some point to use Satoshis. That's going to be confusing. Now, guess what? Shiba Inu is already in Satoshis. Shiba Inu is already in Satoshis, which actually means that there will not need to be any conversion from Shiba Inu into another format, another unit base, just like Bitcoin to Satoshis. No, 1 unit Satoshi. What that right there is 1 point. And of course, add to that it's a meme coin. Okay, the memeability of it. Now, what if there was less Shiba Inu than Bitcoin? That means a lower supply. That means more volatility in Shiba Inu than Bitcoin. Okay, follow me. Okay, so we leave that there, right? Now, Ethereum is the prince of crypto. A lot of people consider Bitcoin to be digital gold, and a lot of people consider Ethereum to be digital oil. Okay, well, if SHIB is Bitcoin's equivalent in this ecosystem, right? Because this is the entire crypto ecosystem for the most part. It's all these tokens, but I'm talking about the big dogs. So if we're looking at this, Ethereum would be like Bone, technically. Technically, Ethereum would be Bone. Why? Because it's a native token on the Ethereum blockchain, more efficient, and aiming to be the unified settlement layer of the EV2s. Now, that alone is big. And in fact, you know what? I'm about to alter this little theory that I have right now, because I guess you could look at Doge and Shiba Inu as well. You see, Shiba Inu is so advanced, it hits also this slot. But I have, for some reason, compared Leash to Bitcoin. So maybe I need to add that to that analysis as well. And then you have Treat. Now, is Treat over here? I would say Treat is actually the chain link of the situation, because it is dealing with interoperability. Don't forget, Treat is also a gas token, okay, for interoperability and the Elder chain, okay, Elder Labs, that's right. So you see what I mean? Each token in crypto that has a type of utility, this one, interoperability, Chainlink, basically I would say the king of interoperability, that is Treat. What is it? Shiba Inu Treat. You're looking at Bone. Bone is like Ethereum, Solana, Tron, BNB. Okay, you see what I mean? It's a gas token with a blockchain. And then you have, of course, like I said, Shiba Inu. That right there is, I need to refine it, but what they've done, and on top of that, hold on, I'm not even done though. On top of that, what did I leave out here? What did I leave out? Well, I left out right here. Look, number 4, number 7. Okay. And what are those? Those are stable coins. And number 14, those are stable coins. Well, that's where Shiba Inu's SHIB comes into place. Sorry to be so long-winded. Don't mean to talk your ear off and bore some of you guys, but it's just important for you guys to understand that this is bigger than just a pump and dump meme coin. This right here is a meticulously crafted ecosystem meant to mimic the entire crypto ecosystem in order to facilitate and perpetuate a leaderless, decentralized community in perpetuity. That right there is no small feat. All right. So I just want to put that out there. All right. Shiba Inu is basically has the architecture of the entire crypto space. And of course, if you see some of these other, like hyper liquid and, that's basically what you got with perpetuals. You got like Lido and some of these DAOs and staking platforms, the liquid staking derivatives platforms. We have that in the form of Canine Finance. Of course, Unification is also going to do their DAO / liquid staking derivatives platform. And of course, there'll be others, my people. So I'm just saying, this is where you want to be. You see how meticulous this is. All right, cool. My bad, my people. All right, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and just check the chat. And then I'm going to go ahead and keep talking about some of the Shiba Inu tokens. I do want to show Bone. I do want to talk about Leash, what happened with Leash. I'm going to show you some Canine. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to show you some Shy as well, even though it is a part of the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Okay, we have to accept it. But some of you guys are iffy on it. I'm going to tell you this. Get over yourselves, people. You need to understand that this is one of the most meticulously crafted vehicles that's going to, not financial advice, throw it out there, but make some of you guys multi-millionaires. Okay, I see some of your bags. I see the chat. All right, some of you guys got 10,000, some got 25,000. I know what's his name? Rug is sitting on between 80 and 120,000. I mean, mega whales over here. What's his name? Not your financial advisor, I think, was sitting on 90 to 100 leash before the situation occurred. So understand, you guys are positioned well. All right. So what is your price predictions for Bone? You know what? I'm going to jump on that right now. I might as well. I got time. All right. So price prediction for Bone. Price prediction for Bone. I personally believe that Bone is going to reach in this bull run between $10 and $100. Between $10 and $100 is what I think is going to happen with Leash. All right, now let's just say $16.90. Okay, because that is what the price right now in cents is 16 cents. So 0.1690. So if Shiba Inu's blockchain token, Bone ShibaSwap, reaches only $16, let's just say 17, let's round up. You're talking about a 100x here, people. 100x. And I'm telling you, it's going to reach minimum $10. If this reaches just $8.50, you're talking about a 50x. What does that mean? That means that if you put in $1 right now, when Shiba Inu reaches $16, which I believe is 100% doable, 100%. These are prices of a lifetime, opportunities of a lifetime. Many people are going to sleep on this. And not only that, I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. You guys are lucky to be here right now. Straight up, in this space, in crypto, even listening to this, because the majority of the world is still asleep and they are not going to be able to wake up on time. They're going to miss out on all of these X's. And low key, I'm going to be honest. It kind of makes me a little sad. It makes me a little sad. Why is that? Well, because I want people to win. I want everybody to win. And I believe everybody can win. The problem is the system is set up to make people lose. It keeps people going to dead-end jobs, working day after day, jobs they don't even like at that, basically prisoners, they're wage slaves, okay? And they need to keep doing it in order to put food on the table, okay? If you stop working, you quickly deplete your resources and life gets extremely hard, okay? Now, what crypto does, crypto offers people an opportunity to put in that $100, okay? Let's just say you were to put $100 in Bone right now at $16.90 at just $8.50, you'd be sitting on $50,000. $50,000. Now, if you make it to the $16.90, you'd be sitting on, if you put $1,000 in, you'd be sitting on $100,000. Think about that. All right, just putting that out there for you guys, because this seems like it's not doable. It almost seems fake. But I'm gonna tell you something. We are about to witness the largest transfer of wealth in the history of the planet. We're about to enter the largest transfer of wealth in the history of planet Earth. I need you guys to take part in this crypto revolution. Get yourself into some of these plays. I myself am 100% going to ride with Bone ShibaSwap. Why? Because Bone ShibaSwap is the blockchain gas token for one of the best teams in crypto. Do not get fudded out of your bags. When you hear these people fudding, understand some of these people are mad. Why? Because they don't have any more tokens. They already sold them. So instead of admitting that they bought back in, they want to just FUD. Some people are impatient. If they're impatient, they're going to FUD. Why? Because they're going to say, why is Bone ShibaSwap at 16 cents? We're in the middle of a bull run. Well, of course, that sounds really stupid to say. If I have to say so myself, why isn't it? Because, idiot, it's not altcoin season. And even when altcoin season starts kicking off, that doesn't even matter, because we are in a mid to small cap. And those particular tokens start taking off, but not at the beginning of altcoin season, towards the middle, towards the end. That's when the memes start taking off. That's when the moonshots, the nano caps, the micro caps start taking off. So even when altcoin season kicks off, these people are still going to be fudding, saying, why is Bone ShibaSwap still at whatever price, at X price? All right, because it's not time for it to move. So they're going to move out. Why? Because they're going to see all the flashing light stars. This is popping, that's popping. They're going to get wrecked. And when the time is right, Bone ShibaSwap is going to take off so goddamn hard that they are going to be mad at themselves for not accumulating. Keep in mind, I'm gonna put it like this: you can get 100 Bone ShibaSwap for about $16 right now. 100 Bone ShibaSwap. Bone ShibaSwap. Okay, this is where I'm gonna go a little off. I admit it, but I do believe it though. That's the thing. Now, I don't know if it's gonna happen this bull run, but I guarantee you that if you look at what some of these tokens, like let's look at BNB. What BNB is at $861, and look at the supply, 139 million BNB. Well, guess what? There's only 250 million Bone ShibaSwap. So with only 250 million Bone ShibaSwap in an ecosystem that itself is strategically and meticulously crafted in order to eliminate as many tokens of the entire ecosystem, and I believe, rumor has it, of other tokens within the ecosystem. If that's true, there's going to be no blockchain. Literally, I'm telling you guys, there is going to be no blockchain like Shiba Inu where the main utility tokens are burned simply through the use of the ecosystem, whether you're using the blockchain, the metaverse, whether you're using the technology stack with ShibOS, whether you're trading, whether you're launching, you're going to be using the utility within the ecosystem, which is the tokens. That's what I'm talking about. So if you have SHIB burning, if you have leash burning, bone burning, treat burning, and then you have some of the other tokens within the ecosystem also burning, what you have is the recipe for so much value that degens that don't see it now, and it's okay. Why don't they see it now, and why is it okay? First of all, I'm gonna tell you why it's okay. It's okay because everyone could do whatever the hell they want to do. If they want to come to Shiba Inu or the Shibarium blockchain, they're more than welcome to. If not, they're more than welcome to find another blockchain that they like, and it's perfectly okay. Now, the one thing I'm gonna tell you is this: there is no blockchain like Shiba Inu. There is no blockchain like the Shibarium blockchain because, in fact, let's go to ShibOS, SHIB.io, just so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So if you come to ShibOS, is this thing freezing up? It's looking like it wants to freeze up. I hope it doesn't freeze up. Sometimes I'll do my lives, and as you guys know, sometimes it does freeze up. All right. Whoa, what's going on here? See what I mean? What's going on with this? I don't even know if you guys can hear me right now. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now. All right, here, I'm gonna check the chat real quick just to see what's up. Oh, so I didn't even finish. That's funny. My prediction is, that's why I had gone over here. Damn, there's so much to say. I might do a Shiba marathon one of these days. Just get me a little water and just go. See how long I could go. Just knock out a long stream. But I gotta do like a donation or some shit like that. Real talk, because YouTube be kind of buster. I haven't done it as much as some people, but like what they pay is kind of buster. So I'm not even looking at that. Mostly my YouTube is to get the word out. But if I do something like that, I will let you guys know, probably on Kick or Twitch or another maybe Rumble. We'll see. But right now, I'm using YouTube. That is what I normally watch, and I can't even be on Twitter because I got kicked off Twitter. Ain't that a bitch? All right, cool. So this is what I was gonna tell you. I got distracted, but back to this. So what? 139 million BNB. I believe that there's gonna be 100 million Bone ShibaSwap. We're going to burn through keep in mind, a lot of it is going to be staked. A lot of it is going to be locked up in LPs. A lot of it is going to be burnt through tokens like Damn, which is actually called the soul killer. Now, why is Damn called the soul killer? Well, the soul killer is actually Bone. That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's okay. That's what I'm here for. Now, price prediction, you tell me. How much is BNB right now? BNB is $860 for one BNB. You can get one Bone ShibaSwap for 17 cents right now. 17 cents. You could have got Bitcoin for under $1. You could have got Ethereum for under $1. You could have got Solana for under. You know what? I might have to make a song. You have like some guy with a guitar, like some white guy, hire some white guy. You could have got Bitcoin for under $1. You could have got BNB under $1. You could have got ETH under $1. You could have got Bone under $1. You didn't get it. You're a dumbass. You could have got it. You would have. Anyways, all right, cool. My bad, my people. My bad. It's late. It's late. All right. So, anyways, back to that. So, what do I think Bone ShibaSwap is going to reach? I believe, and I have a video. It's called "How Many Bone to Be a Bone Millionaire." And in that video, I tell you guys that I personally believe that one Bone ShibaSwap is going to reach $1,000 eventually. Most likely next bull run. It's okay. That's what happens. Right now, Bitcoin is $111,000. But they're saying by 2030, which is about 4.5 years away, they're saying it's going to be $1 million. They're saying Bitcoin is going to be $1 million in 4.5 years. And then they're saying that by 2033 or 2034, it's going to be $3 million. Some of the analysts right now are saying that Bitcoin by 2040, 2045. I know it sounds crazy to be talking about 2045. Man, I need my money now. You will have an opportunity to get money now with Bone ShibaSwap. You will have an opportunity to do all that. But my point is, one Bitcoin is going to be worth between 10 and $43 million. All right? And the secret is this. This is what a lot of people aren't going to tell you. The secret is this. Bitcoin is never going to stop going up. So that's the third alpha I gave you guys today. This is mega alpha, people. You ain't getting none of this from nobody. Straight up. Nobody telling you that. All right? 100,000 leash. 107,000, right? But approximately 100,000 leash. And there's 100,000 land plots. What that's going to do for the supply and the price is going to be crazy. Now, I just told you that Bitcoin is going to be about $1 million in 2030. Going to be about 3 million 4 years after that. It's going to be about 10 to $43 million by 2045. But what I'm going to tell you is this. Mathematically, it makes no sense that it would stop. In fact, what makes sense is that it would only increase towards infinity. I know it sounds crazy. But there it is. That was the third piece of alpha that I gave you guys. What was the second piece? I'm over here. Forgot. Here, let me check the comments because I definitely want to make sure I get you guys But that is the answer, Fred, if you're still here. One bone, $1,000. All right, one bone, $1,000 is my prediction. You feel me? Here, where we at? Come on, real quick. So that is my prediction right there. So let's go ahead and see what else we got over here. Checking out the chat. Casey Williams, 100. We got Mariana. Which are the latest news on the ecosystem? You know what? I will go through the Shibarium, Shibasins, X, and I will go to Lucy's because the latest is normally there. All right. Mariano is saying Leash version 2 is the latest big coming event. Absolutely. I'm telling you guys, this right here, and I'm gonna give you another. Well, here, let's just keep going. There is less Shiba Inu than there is Bitcoin. Okay, that is the Bone Army theory, supply theory of SHIB. If you understand that, with the alpha I gave you guys today, honestly, you guys are literally future millionaires. Congratulations. All right, we still need a spark that never happened. Well, what are you talking about? There is no spark that's going to happen. Everything is going according to plan. And right now the plan is, I just told you guys, I was over here showing you guys at the beginning. Literally, I came over here. You guys know I'm Bone Army. I'm a cover Bone and all that. But I came over here. I told you about the Bone Army analysis. Told you flip into altcoin season, the start of altcoin month, all this. And I even told you that the trend is trending down. So what spark? There is no spark. There is no spark. Nothing's gonna spark it. There could be an application, a game, but don't expect no spark. What we're expecting right now is Ethereum. As Bitcoin starts trending down, and what did I tell you? See, look at this, going down. Going down. I don't know if you guys can see it, but in this, I mean, I'm not trying to be happy it's going down. It is what it is. You can't get happy, you can't get sad. It's going down because it's going down. I told you this was resistance, heavy resistance right here. This is heavy resistance. And because it is heavy resistance, it's going to most likely go down. It might bounce off the 109. That I will tell you. It could 100% bounce off the 109 after this one and maybe trade within here before it starts to kind of move up, bounce over here, and just absolutely take off. This right here is what I believe is going to be the most explosive part of the beginning of the month, because the Federal Reserve, FOMC, I believe is like around the 15th. Don't quote me on that, but it's sometime in September. So what normally starts to happen is all these rich professional traders, investors start coming in. They start coming in. They're going to start pumping it. They're going to start pumping it. And then the FOMC, let's say it's the 15th. Then they're going to get there. They're going to wait to see what Jerome Powell does. And then normally they dump. Now, what I believe is going to happen is, I'm not going to say it's going to be a God candle, but it's going to be crazy. Actually, you know what? The excitement you guys are going to feel, I think right now I'm just starting to get it. And it's actually like a week in advance, just because in my head I'm there. I am Crypto Nostradamus, and I'm letting you guys know these guys are going to start getting in. Right now, they're sweeping the bottom. They're getting all the longs. Right now, they're going to get all the longs. They might spike up, get some of the shorts. Okay? I mean, all the shorts, all the longs getting wiped out. The shorts got hit already. Boom. The longs might have been hit again right now with this last one. All right? Now, when Jerome Powell says that he is going to cut the interest rate, how many pips is important, but not as important as him saying he's going to cut it. Now, when he says he's going to cut it, there might be one of the biggest candles of the year. I'm talking about it's going to go crazy. It's going to be one of the biggest candles of the year. People, we've been waiting for this. That's basically like the Federal Reserve saying, all right, I know we normally go out of our way to make sure that we take most of your money. Yes, we go out there and we steal your money through inflation. That's the system that makes us rich and makes you poor. All right, don't take it personal. But now I need to start reducing interest rates so that I can start maneuvering this $38 trillion worth of national debt that is literally like a guillotine over the head, over the neck of America. All right, we're so close to an economic collapse. People don't understand how close we are. But with that said, we know that normally happens. So people, don't stress out. This right here, expect this to come, shoot back up. All right, cool. Let me go back to some of the comments. My bad, my people. It's just I had to hit that because something else. Nah, there isn't any spark that's gonna happen, bro. Essentially, what we have is the ecosystem. We have video games that are gonna be developing. We're gonna have, you know how there's an app store, Google store, where there's gonna be the SHIB portal. There's gonna be developers that can come into our ecosystem, get access to us, to the community, and their product actually gets a boost from the community. They get exposure. It's just a win all around. All right, cool. So Baja Lifer saying, preach it. Rafi Islam, I am still expecting to see $20 bone and 2,000 for leash. Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I believe, this is where I start going a little off, but I believe leash is going to be between $10,000 and $100,000 when the metaverse is up and running. Between $10,000 and $100,000. Just putting it out there for you guys. All right. Keep that positive talk going. Bones going up the more you talk right now. Let's see what's going on with that. Let's see what's going on. It is 378 up right now. It is up 378. You see this big wave. And then you see a wave. And then you see this next one, a smaller wave. And then you see this one right here. You see this one? Even smaller wave. And then you see this next one? Might be tiny wave before boom to 20 something cents. All right. You guys know how explosive this token is. This token could literally go up 60 cents in one candle. All right. Understand that. All right. Here, let me go back because I did tell you guys I was going to do over an hour and I kept my word, but I want to make sure I cover the chat because I do appreciate you guys hanging with me. I do try to give you guys as much value as possible. I'm telling you guys, let me just clap it up for some of you guys because I know some of you guys are balling out of control. You know, some of you guys over here trying to, plan your trips, be safe. Some of you guys trying to buy boats. You know what I mean? Some of you guys, actually, one of you guys is fishing actually today in San Diego. Went down to San Diego to go fish. So, you know what I mean? You guys doing big stuff, man. You guys live exciting lives. I'm the one with the boring life over here, just giving you crypto analysis and a lot of times living vicariously through you guys, all right? I do appreciate you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and keep this going. So Fred Rasty, also, do you think K9 could achieve the all-time high, and what will be your prediction for K9's market cap? Okay, now let's go ahead and see what. Oh, should we do leash and then K9 and finish with K9? Because actually, I'm not even sure I'm gonna do. I'm not even sure I'm going to do bad idea. There's just so much. Like right now, you know what? Which one's gonna start popping off? The Manu is probably gonna move. Shiba Inu definitely gonna move. Bone gonna move. You know what? I'm gonna skip leash because you guys know what's happening with leash. Very quickly though, I will tell you what's happening with leash in case you don't know and why the price looks like it's looking. In a nutshell, you see how weird this looks? This looks weird because the leash contract had a pathway created by a former developer. This pathway allowed certain wallets to be whitelisted and permitted the minting of more tokens. The token was supposed to be fixed at 107,000 tokens. Very important for it to be fixed and deflationary. But unfortunately, starting on, I believe it was the 11th, that was the first increase. It increased 10%, or about, what was it? Was it 10%? Yeah. So that was about between 8 and 10,000. I forgot the exact number. But basically every day, the amount of leash has been increasing. So although you have these like spikes up and stuff, you have leash basically being drained, if you want to call it that, because people see the price going down and they are selling. I don't blame them. They're definitely. So this is what's happening here. This was very unfortunate. The one thing I'm gonna tell you is this. I know people always like, oh, you're always optimistic. You never see the look. Imagine this shit would have happened when the metaverse was up and running. Maybe even billions of dollars going through the metaverse economy. Big companies building with leash. All right. And then this happens. What people thought was a fixed supply starts increasing daily by 10%. Right now, a token that Doge Killer leash, a token that was supposed to be at only 107,000 total, right now is sitting at, let me see. Sheesh, that hurts me. That hurts me to see. Sitting at 371,626 tokens. That's just disrespectful. Straight up. Disrespectful. Like, you know what I mean? It was supposed to be at 107,000. It's at 371,000. Literally over 300% more than the supply. Okay. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen when the metaverse kicked off. It actually happened now. And now they had a vote. They had the DAO vote. And what was the DAO vote? Well, the DAO vote essentially said, let me see, that let me just show you. I don't want to misquote. Here it is. There was 4 options, and what people decided, for some reason my leash count wasn't up there. So I don't know why I wasn't able to vote, but is this freezing up right now? I'm almost done, my people. If it does happen to cut off though, I appreciate you guys for chilling with me. But basically, pre-rebase snapshot. That's basically what won. Another one was the current state migration, pro rata reduction, hybrid with penalties. It looks like option A kicked butt, absolutely smashed everybody. So what people are going to do is they are going to release version 2. They're going to release version 2, and when they release version 2, there's going to be a website where you go. You're going to take your version 1 leash and you're going to burn it on the website. When you burn that leash, you're going to get the equivalent supply back. I'm saying equivalent through the ratio, because if you are holding, let's say, 107 leash before the rebase, right now you're holding 370 something leash, but you're only going to get the 107 leash total if you didn't sell, because that is technically what you had. With that said, it sucks, and I appreciate the work that the team, Cal in particular, is doing in order to fix this, because even though this happened with old devs before Shytoshi, before Cal got involved, it affects everybody and it still has to be done. Okay, there is no, oh, well, it wasn't me. Like, no, it has to be fixed, it has to be done, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So I appreciate you guys for doing that. All right, let's go ahead and go to K9. What's K9 at? It's been a minute. It's a love-hate relationship with me and K9. I'm gonna be honest. I do hold K9. Full disclosure. But the DAO, the people in the DAO. In fact, you know what? Where is that? Where is that Lucy post? My bad, my people's tired. I'm tired. But I got you. I'm going to thug through this. Probably, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to read this article. The Lucy one. Let me see. You know what? Here, it's probably over here on this one. I do like K9. I just don't like some of the people in the DAO. Full disclosure, they're busters. All right. Let's go ahead right here. Bop. So there is migration development update. Oh, so there is actually a development. Did I read this one? I don't know if I read this one. Migration. I thought I did. I think I did. All right, hold up. But still, international. Hold up. Where we at? Shiba Army, thank you for minting another NFT. Moments like this show the true strength of the community. That's tight. Honestly, Roaring Kitty, I owe you guys a video. Straight up. The thing is, I don't know who's behind the token. That's why I've been a little apprehensive. I don't know if it's any swap people or any of the Bonarium people. That's one of the only reasons I've been kind of shy from it, but love the community. I don't even hold Roaring Kitty, and it's one of my favorite communities. So just so you understand what my position is, rock with the Roaring Kitty community because of what they're doing too. They're not like these little girls on, like, let's say, corrupt fund, just like, oh, like we're amateurs, basically, self-sabotaging a product that was slated to be a banger, and then blaming the blockchain for your lack of marketing skills, lack of execution, lack of tenacity, grit, and professionalism, because at the end of the day, you guys were messing up the contracts, but you want to blame other people. See, that's the difference between pros and these amateurs, these amateur scammers. Clear my throat so I can say that shit correctly. Make sure nobody misunderstands it. These amateur scammers, like I said, you know what I mean? They want to blame the blockchain because they didn't reach out. And I'm not only talking about corrupt funds, by the way, even though their garbage team be pretty garbagey, bro. I'm talking in general with all these scammers and all these fudders. You know what I mean? That all they want to do is FUD, you know? I even, in regards to corrupt fund, I told them that the Solana corrupt fund looked like a cash grab. Guess I was right about that. So anyways, we're safe on Shibarium for the most part. But yeah, so make sure we might have to start a CPO on that one to say that one. That one has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, it got sabotaged by the team. All right, so this was by Lucy. And talking about FUD, because why did I talk about this one? Well, I spoke about it because one of the biggest FUDders in all the ecosystem is the Canine Finance DAO. Like, honestly, I don't even go to the chat anymore because I end up fighting with everybody. And there's some conniving motherfuckers in there too that are part of the DAO, and they went ahead and did a coordinated attack on Satoshi Kusama. And I'm talking in particular about Pulse Digital. Ended up writing a post about being the saviors of, or some, you know, like the white knights of Shibarium, the bone holders or whatever, like trying to create division. It was absolutely garbage. I did a whole video on it, smacked it down. Shit was, like I said, it was puny. All right? Can't fuck with the giants of Shibarium. All right? Don't forget, you're in our house, player. All right? So if you want to FUD and try to divide and create this division, and then not only did he write that article, then he goes to using the Canine Finance Twitter, and these motherfuckers then write a attack piece and not only share Post Digital's crap, but then post their shit too. And then I find out later, just through that, of course, Post Digital was also involved in that Canine attack. So he FUDded and then helped to write the attack piece from Canine. At that point, I backed up, because that honestly, that was disgusting that an official partner, and I believe they did some shenanigans with the bridge also. All right, you know, because they're all about code is code, code is code. Oh, the DAO, democratic DAOs, first of all, are not democratic. All right, the whales run DAOs normally. Okay, don't let these liars lie to you. All right, DAOs are normally run by the whales, straight up. All right, by the developers and founders that have the most influence in those projects. Let's keep it 100, people. Fucking idiots, bro. I swear to God. I get mad having to deal with people trying to construct one of the most efficient, technologically advanced tools of liberation, which is what they're doing with the SHIB OS and the Shiba Inu ecosystem. And then these amateurs that think they're the voice of something. So anyways, I think this is about to shut down, my people. I did want to get through this article, but if this shuts down, I might just shut it down. I'm gonna keep it 100. Let me just see what's going on. So it says, BioLifer says, I'm positive on this ecosystem, but my only question on that Leash shit show is why wasn't there an audit done on Leash when the team came in? And if known, why not disclosed to the community? All right, well, first of all, it was known. The guy said he burnt the keys. He did burn the keys. What the guy didn't tell the team was that he had pathways by which he had whitelisted certain wallets that permitted functions in the back, including the rebase, which increased the supply. Point number 2, Shiba Inu is a decentralized ecosystem. That means that everything that has been done with tears, sweat, equity. All right. So you guys remember, it took forever to do the Shiba Inu audit, and I believe that was like $20,000 or something like that, right? Then they ended up doing the ecosystem, the Shibarium ecosystem, Shibarium, and that I think was another $20K or something. So all this costs money, but what I can say is this: Cal and Shy have been running a tight ship. Unfortunately, what was happening before, keep in mind, like, they had to get rid of some of the defense breed. Some of the defense breed ended up going with the Paul Swamp bullshit, started doing the Bonarium stuff. Some YouTubers started talking and pumping some of those ecosystems. That's actually one of the small rifts that occurred between, I don't want to say between, but I went on Random Arts channel one time and I had said, like, hey, why are you supporting Bonarium and basically giving the narrative that the Paw Swamp people are spewing? So clearly he had been in the chat and was regurgitating some of this bullshit. So I kind of, I went on, spoke a little, mess, like, why are you doing this bullshit? Like, what's going on? Funny thing, he used to sub to my channel, and now after that he didn't, which I don't give a fuck, to be honest. But my point is that created a bit of a little riff. But at the end of the day, I had to tell you guys the truth. Like, that's big. So that also, though, believe it or not, that's part of why I haven't done a full Roaring Kitty video. I was gonna do a video for you guys because I rock with the Roaring Kitty community 100%. The way you guys constantly promote your project, the blockchain, the ecosystem. You got NFTs, you got LP. I mean, you guys are doing everything correctly. And because of that, I 100% rock with the community. All right. Now, I don't know the beginning of it, how the whales are distributed, how big the whales are. I haven't looked into that. So that's one of my apprehensions. And I don't know who the dev is. All right. So normally I like to at least talk to the dev, even if, like, for example, on K9, I do still respect Buzz. I do respect them. Unfortunately, some of the other projects, like, that I did respect before, like Corrupt Fund, obviously people lose credibility based on their actions. So that is what it is with that. All right. Baja Lifer says Pulse Digital does sound like a pompous asshole, even without the shy topic. Used car salesman shyster. Yeah, even, what he reminds me of? He reminds me of like a Walmart version of like a professional, like, what are the monster truck rallies where they're like, this Sunday, one time, Gravedigger, Gravedigger, coming at you, Bigfoot. Like, he has that weird kind of, like voice, and he's like, oh, Post Digital, the voice of, and you ain't the voice of shit, bro. You're the voice of the fudders, is what you are, Buster. I know you wrote the article. I know that you helped write the craft and manipulated the Canine Finance, sharing your shit and writing their article. Anyways, I shit all over it because it was garbage. All right. In fact, just because of this, I'm gonna have to go back to maybe Post Digital's channel and see if he said anything else, just so I can slap his ass a couple more times. Because honestly, the whale chat in Canine Finance, that shit was garbage. The team, imagine if there's like 8 people, 10 people in the Canine DAO, and more than half of them are Shitoshi haters. You know what I mean? Or Shibarium haters, because that's another thing too. I don't know. I don't recall if it was Couch or if it was Pulse. One of those two. I don't think it was Radar. These people are from the chat, so you probably don't know who the fuck they are. They're not important. The point is, these fucking guys, one of them was like, oh, don't talk about anything that Shibarium hasn't fully released, because they had been talking about the 36 chambers of technology. And I mean, I could literally go on to Telegram, go to Telegram, go to some of these chats, like which one? Where are the fudders at? Actually, well, I was just talking about the corrupt fudders. All right. So anyway, so like just to give you guys a little taste of what some of these people are like. So yeah, so here it is. Look. So basically, someone is asking if the project is still alive, right? They're like, is this project still alive? Someone says, yes, it is, dear. Then the former dev, I don't even want to tell you, well, either way, I guess I already did. It says, to be honest, really unsure how to continue on Shibarium though. We've been building out our bot on Sui and soon announcing a partnership with app.nexa.xyz. Maybe at some point we will be doing a launch on Sui. They've been talking about that shit forever. I told these fucking idiots to launch on every chain. But no, Mr. Mental Weakness over here, oh, I'm not launching anymore. And now that it's late as hell, he's over here trying to launch. We might launch. I mean, it's fucking clowns, bro. But that's the difference between these amateurs that want to play professional. It's one thing to LARP as a professional, developer, marketer, admin. It's another thing to be that shit. Okay? Anyways, probably not the answer most would be looking for. But none of the team here fucks with Shibarium anymore. That's literally what the former dev of Corrupt Fund said. Keep in mind, no responsibility. They launch an NFT project. Fucking contract is fucked up. He has to launch it like 2-3 times for the contract to be done right. They lied at the beginning because it was only supposed to be 50 NFTs, exclusive, the most exclusive on Shibarium. Then they launched 50 more. So that's the first lie right there. They said 50, then they increased it. They basically did what the Federal Reserve does. You know what I mean? They basically just increased the supply. They just rebased your ass. But they don't want to take any responsibility for that because nobody really knows about that unless you were in the chat. You don't know about all their fuck ups. All right? That's the truth. And it's countless. I could literally do a list of how many times they messed up and the chat didn't even know. Like, and the thing is, like, they're so stupid that at one point, one of them was on Solana doing some shit, and supposedly he could have fucking sold it too. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, someone hacked me. Point is, someone fucking drained like $5,000 from that project, you know. But once again, devs are amongst the biggest liars in crypto. They're amongst the biggest liars in crypto. In fact, they're the ones that have the secret wallets with a gang of tokens. Then they say, oh, we're going to the moon. They make these chats in Telegram. We're going to the moon. Nobody sell. Diamond hand. We're diamond holders, guys. Come on. You can do it. And then someone sells. Oh, damn, Jeet. Come on, guys. You got to sell. Don't let these Jeets win. And then guess what? Then it turns out that actually the main Jeets is the admin team, is the secret wallets that the devs have. In fact, I caught one of the admins in Corrupt Fund selling at the bottom. Motherfucker couldn't even at least sell the top. If the fucking project was already flatlining, motherfucker selling at the bottom. I caught him red-handed. I know it was him. Even sent him a message. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? If you're gonna do it, just one clip it. Fuck it. Just one clip it. Because you're over here, there's no volume. You're over here doing, I guess, trying to be slick or something and sell off in portions. Like, bro, it's you. Just one clip it so people can rebuy. If not, what are you doing? You're literally trying to drain the community more. Like, it's crazy, these people. And they will swear, you know, Scouts honor. They're honest. They're family people. They're married. They're the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And the truth is, they have no honor. They have no loyalty. They have no accountability to at least say, you know what? We made a bunch of mistakes. It was a learning experience. No, they want to say, oh, the blockchain, it's the blockchain's fault. It's the founder's fault. It's XYZ. When in reality, imagine how stupid that sounds if someone said that about Bitcoin. It's Satoshi's fault. He founded the shit. It's like Shiba Inu, Ryoshi. How is it Ryoshi's fault? It can't be Ryoshi's fault. We are all Ryoshi. How is it Satoshi's fault when the entire ecosystem has been moving towards a level that is literally on a platform, on a plane, all by itself? Nobody has this much community. No ecosystem is as cohesive as this one. No strategic method has been applied to an entire ecosystem such as has been done in this one. And when I say that, I'm talking about everything fi. Hashtag everything fi. Trademark. From liquid staking derivatives platforms to meme coins, metaverse, partnerships with Chainlink, unification, bad idea AI, K9 finance, all right, imaginary ones, Astra Nova, about to launch video games with AI in them. Understand what's happening. The video games like Shiba Eternity, like Agent Shiboshi, like Shiboshi Rush, now extending the ecosystem across to the other main competition on layer ones, which is Solana. Now they're tapping into, with AI, SHI, an AI integration, which will be what SHI on Solana is. Then they're going to make a bridge not only from Solana to Shibarium, they're going to make a bridge from Tron to Shibarium as well. Understand what's happening. All right, cool. I've been going about 1 hour and 44 minutes. If you are new to my channel, don't know who the hell I am, I go by Crypto Marxist, aka Bone Army, aka Crypto Nostradamus, coming at you, letting you guys know that the Shiba Inu ecosystem is literally where it's at. And there's a lot of fudders, but it's okay. Right now, I'm about to read Lucy's article. It says inside the FUD farm, coordinated attacks in crypto. And like I told you, I just literally told you about, because I came over here and I got reminded that Pulse Digital did a coordinated attack with K9. That's what pushed me away a little bit from K9. At the end of the day, K9 Finance is a good platform, but that doesn't mean that we can okay everything they do just because it's by the DAO and this and that. No, that's not how this works. Sorry, bro. So anyways, for now, we are dealing with that situation. But I'm going to tell you that most of the DAO is a Shytoshi hater, and these are the people that are running, for better or worse, the project right now. Because honestly, it should be Buzz as the principal lead right now until this could move. But yeah, that's what it is. All right, inside the FUD farm, coordinated attacks in crypto. To every Shibarium investor, it is normal to feel pressure when markets are bearish. The negativity is designed to wear you down. But here is the truth. Shibarium is live. The developers remain committed, and progress is visible on-chain every single day. What you are seeing online is not organic frustration. It is organized narrative warfare. The playbook. FUD farms never start with open attacks. They begin quietly with coordination. A handful of accounts plant seeds of doubt, questioning developer competence, blaming the team for unrelated issues, or spreading half-truths framed as just asking questions, quote unquote. From there, the volume rises. Copy-paste lines appear across multiple accounts. Waves of identical comments show up during dips or announcements, and bots create the illusion of consensus. Finally comes the pivot. The very same people who trash SHIB or Shibarium promote another token or rival chain. And that is actually goes back to PulseSwap and Bonarium and Random Arts, who was promoting that shit. So nothing against him. I've told them, he's way more risky than me when it comes to certain things. Very knowledgeable, way more capitalist than me, 100%. But that's why, you know what I mean? His wallet got drained in the situation with the Bitcoin, and actually some of my subscribers also got their wallets drained. So just be careful with that, my people. And I'm talking about the Bitcoin ones when you guys were making the Unisats and all that shit. All right, cool. So control and power. This is not trolling. It is about control. These operators want investors to follow them, not the project. Their strategy is simple. Make you sell your SHIB ecosystem tokens. I'm buying more. No one's taking my token. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Snap back in place. All right. Their strategy is simple. Make you sell your SHIB ecosystem tokens, then guide you towards the coins, blockchains, or products they are holding. It is not education. It is herding. They want your attention, your liquidity, and your trust because that gives them power. Ambassadors, OGs, and directors. The most effective FUD often comes from people posing as OGs or community voices. They speak the language of support, but their socials reveal the truth. One day they praise Shibarium. The next they hype a competing chain. Behind them sits the director from the background, quote unquote, a hidden hand coordinating messaging. Later, these same figures try to step back into the spotlight as positive leaders, pretending they were simply protecting investors all along. Smart FUD. Not all attacks are loud. The more dangerous ones come in the form of subtle doubts. Like, what if the devs are hiding something? Why did this take so long? Strange that they haven't fixed it yet. These half-truths sound rational, but are designed to seed distrust. Instead of acknowledging that the leash accident is being fixed with a redesign, auditors, and exchange cooperation, they twist it into proof of incompetence. Smart FUD doesn't scream collapse. It pushes low-key lines that move you towards their tokens. Criticism versus FUD. Constructive criticism exists. I myself hit you guys with it all the time. It points to problems, offers context, and pushes for solutions. FUD is different. It repeats the same narrative, never looks for answers, and always leads back to one outcome: sell here, buy what I'm pushing. The defense. The defense is clarity. Stick to verifiable facts. Share data, educate newcomers so they can recognize manipulation. And most of all, remember that Shibarium's developers have proven their commitment, fixing problems, improving systems, and building forward. The bottom line, FUD farms are not here to help the community, quote unquote. They're here to control it. The playbook is simple: create doubt, break conviction, redirect liquidity. Their power depends on you, on your fear. The reality is just as simple. Shibarium is growing. The ecosystem is building and utility is visible on chain. No background director, fake ambassador, or smart FUD narrative can erase that. Sorry about that. One thing first, decentralization applies to everyone. As I've said many times, there are no bosses here, only groups of people who decide whether to work together or not. That freedom is the core of it. Right now, liquidity and volume are low, which means the most important thing is building confidence in our conviction. No matter what token you hold, stay patient, stay informed, and trust your own decisions, because in crypto, control belongs to the chain, not to the people trying to push you off it. Anyways, that was very true. Very true, my people. So that was a pretty good article right there. I did tell you guys I was rocking for 1 hour. I got 8 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and rock for the full 2 hours. If you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask them. Okay? And it says BNI01 says Bone price prediction, please, with timelines. That one is tough. With timelines is a little tough. What I'm going to tell you is this. Let me go to Bone. What I'm going to tell you is this. Bone price point is too difficult. What I'm going to say is by the end of September, Bone is going to be between 40 and 65 cents. That I will tell you. That's this month. We'll see. Between 35 and 65 cents. There, I feel comfortable with that. That's a double up. Once again, that is one of the easiest double ups you can literally have. 16 to 32 cents right now. I'm letting you guys know so you guys could, oh snap, I'm not even sharing, my bad. So you guys could literally slide in this one. All right, understand that. Once again, let's go back to altcoin map over here. Oh snap, what happened here? Oh, did I accidentally close that? Bruh, what are you doing? Let me see if I can find it again. Damn, this thing is so slow. All right, let me go back to block. Oh, I think it's blockchain center. See what pops up real quick. Ooh, let's go with the .com. Yeah, this thing is freezing up hard. I'm surprised this hasn't shut down yet. I'll be honest with people, because you guys know a lot of times this thing be shutting down on me, and then I have to start it over. I told you guys already though, if it does shut down, thank you for watching. Definitely not coming back because it is late. Damn, what did I? This is annoying. No, it's not this shit. What is it? Block. All right, here. Let me see. Well, actually, you know what? It really don't matter. But I do want to here. Let me go ahead and actually just find it, just so you guys can see, because I do want to show you guys once again, just before I bounce, altcoin season and altcoin month. Let me just get into the index real quick. Bro, I literally, oh, it's .net. I put blockchaincenter.com. Okay, so here it is. Once again. So, you guys can see right now. Definitely not altcoin season. And if you see this, actually, look, it needs to be at 75. Look at this. So it actually shot up December for a little bit. How much though? Let's see, this was 88. How many days though? Let me see. 27. So 27. All right. 88. So that's about 6-7 days. So from 88 to 88, 63. That's 25 points. All we need is 20 points. So within the next 7 days, I'm gonna say within the next 10 days, we will be in altcoin season, straight up. Actually, by September 5th, literally, this shit is proving my point right here. Actually, so let me come back over here. So literally, look. Yeah, this is what we're looking at right here. That I just looked at that and it just confirmed it. So this is what we're talking about right here. So basically, within the next 10 days or so, you guys are going to get an altcoin season. That's basically what I have for you guys right now. All right. So I hope you guys got some value from this video. You know what I mean? Any new talk on Shifu? No, I actually haven't heard any new talk on Shifu. I'm going to be honest. I sold my Shifu. But let me see what the price is. It's probably under $1 million. So throwing in, actually, I'm in this, MetaFox. I'm actually in MetaFox. I got in down here, and of course, this thing's going to take off. I could already tell. You know, you got to make sure you have your solid plays, and then you have your little gamble plays too, my people. Understand the gamble plays too. Here, let me see what's up with Master Shifu. All right, up 5%. 8 months ago, 99. What's it at? Let me see. 1.13 million dollars for Master Shifu. Actually, you know what? This one is a pretty good one. I would say you should have got it though. Should have got it at about like June or April. Look, because then you could have got it in at like under $1 million. But it looks pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie. It's looking like it's kind of holding this floor right now. So 1.13 million. It's worth throwing in a little 100. It's worth throwing in. Like if I had some extra cheese right now, I would go ahead and throw like $113 in. Just cause it looks like it's about to start moving too. Why do I say that? Well, the reason I say that is if at $1.13 million, if I put in $113, when this reaches $10 million, I would have that $113 would have turned to $1,000. If this actually reaches $100 million, which it definitely could, that $113 would actually be $10,000. Okay, so that's another thing too. You guys need to understand when it comes to some of these tokens. You got to make sure that you and understand what it can go to when you get in. All right, so with that, I appreciate you guys. 2 hours in, I told you guys I was gonna rock it, and I did. I hope you got alpha, because I dropped a lot of alpha that I normally don't drop, but I'm glad that you guys got it. With that said, I'm Crypto Marxist, aka Bone Army, coming at you, aka Crypto Nostradamus, letting you guys know that I'm Bone Army, you're Bone Army, we're Bone Army, and I'm out.